Los Angeles Raiders head coach Jon Gruden finally breaks silence after racist, misogynistic, homophobic emails are leaked. Newly resigned Las Vegas Raiders head coach Jon Gruden finally breaks his silence in response to the leaked controversial emails that were all linked directly to him. After firmly stating that there isn't a blade of racism in him, the 58-year-old mentor has now officially tendered his resignation after a huge bomb exploded, exposing racist, misogynistic, and homophobic slurs he casually used through business emails. "I have resigned." As the head coach of the Los Angeles Raiders, Gruden said in his statement via ESPN's Adam Scheffler, "I love the Raiders. I do not want to be a distraction. Thanks to all of the players, coaches, staff, and fans of Raider Nation. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anyone." And this was stated by Jon Gruden. The emails that have been dragging Gruden through the mud were back in his days as a football analyst for ESPN. As it was reported, the Ohio native had conversations with former Washington football team president Bruce Allen, where he threw some offensive slurs toward numerous personalities like the National Football League's Player Association's executive director DeMaurice Smith and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, to name a few. Per ESPN, Raiders owner Mark Davis has already accepted Gruden's resignation, and assistant coach Rich Basica will now be the team's interim head coach. Las Vegas was off to a hot start in the 2021 NFL season before all the controversy. They take a trip to the Denver Broncos Sunday for Week 6. All right, so I want you guys, let me know what you think. What do you think about this situation with Jon Gruden and these emails that were leaked? All right, we saw the comments. All right, we don't have to repeat them live on air. Some of the words are just not YouTube friendly. But I want you guys, let me know, what do you think about this situation? All right, we heard how he referred to Roger Goodell using a homophobic slur. We heard how he referred to DeMaurice Smith and a few other, people within the NFL. Do you think his comments were racist, homophobic, misogynistic? Maybe this is something that just simply needs to be discussed amongst the masses. But I feel that Jon Gruden obviously did the right thing before the media storm hit. These were probably questions that he was going to have to answer for weeks and weeks on end. Players were probably going to be questioned, and it was probably best for the organization to move away and part ways with Jon Gruden. Now, Jon Gruden is one of the highest paid coaches in the NFL, making $10 million a season. All right, will the Las Vegas Raiders will they pay that salary? That is all yet to be seen. But as it stands right now, Jon Gruden with a surprising resignation that just kind of surprised the football world today. Jon Gruden just out as the Raiders head coach in wake of inflammatory emails that now have been linked. And again, man, we saw the same thing happen with we saw the same thing happen with Rachel Nichols over at ESPN. Conversations privately recorded, this information gets leaked out. It can destroy your career, regardless of what your intent actually was. We talked about this with the Rachel Nichols situation, being mindful of the things that you say, even if you don't believe you're in a professional setting. He sent these emails potentially, in an informal setting or in an informal email to another professional. And when you're doing these things, you have to be cautious of what happens if this gets leaked out to the public. So Jon Gruden is dealing with this right now. He came out with an apology. A lot of people felt the apology was extremely insincere. But Jon Gruden, will we see him back in the NFL? I highly doubt it after this. With the cancel culture and how sensitive the media is to these types of situations, I really don't think we'll be seeing Jon Gruden in a job talking football or coaching football in a long time. And I kind of feel that's a bit unfortunate because there's just a lot of things that go on in the NFL locker room or just in a sports locker room in general that just don't jive with reality and what we have to deal with in the real world. But again, we're going to be going live. When we go live tomorrow, we're going to be talking about all of these things. I want your thoughts on Jon Gruden. Prepare your thoughts on some of the emails if you were able to read some of the emails and some of the things that were said. And we will go ahead and get everybody's thoughts on this particular topic. Hey, but it's FYF Sports, man. Another great podcast episode. We'll be back with more sports and news later. But until then, it's FYF Sports.